All right. Good morning, Shivanne. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. So you've applied to my practice administrator position here in Orlando. So let's start by what are you doing right now in your current career?
Okay, so I'm actually working as a business office manager at an assisted living in Maitland. It's called Savannah Court and Cove. I used to work there before,
Okay.
so now I'm back there working again.
All right. Beautiful. So tell us what a typical day looks like in that role.
Okay, so pretty much it's an assisted living, so we're in the resident's home. That's where they live.
Yep.
Um, so I come in and I deal with the payment posting, billing at the month end. Cash collections, like if no one's paying, if they owe us money, I have to follow up like, hey, you're 10 days past due, what's your status? We work out payment plans if we need to. There's also a nursing home on the other side, or skilled nursing.
Okay.
So I deal with that cash collections as well, and posting those payments. If there's private pay, if there's any co-pays, I have to go over there and try to collect that, like once they're in there, because they do have to pay a certain amount once they're in there, depending on their insurance.
Okay.
I'm over the receptionist, so I do scheduling for them, filling in where coverage is needed. Sometimes I'll jump in and help out where I need to. What else? It's a little bit of everything. HR functions, I do that as well. Payroll through UltiPro. Well, it's called UKG now.
Okay.
Um, yeah, like the ACA, adding them to like the ACA roster. Like you have a couple days to do that. I don't know what else.
No, that's okay. That's okay. That's a great overview to get started. So
Okay.
let's dive in a little bit deeper as far as how many folks are you currently overseeing and managing on a day to day?
The receptionist, it's four of them.
Four of them. Okay, beautiful. All right. And now in your current role, are you a part of any of like the revenue cycle management beyond just the posting of payments for the residents? How does that work?
We do have to do a spend down. Every department head has a spend down. So, once like if I order supplies, that goes on our spend down. It's like a checkbook ledger, like you have to minus, it's in a spreadsheet that we have. We use
Okay.
Google Docs. But as far as like revenue management, not really too much of
Okay.
but like they give us a budget from home office. So
Okay, understood.
yeah.
All right. So now let's look here too, because it looks like you also spent some time at Signature Healthcare as the area hiring manager. Tell me a little bit about that position.
Okay, so that's Signature Healthcare is a skilled nursing facility. So I was over three buildings. One was in Palm Bay. Winter Park was like my home building, and then Ormond Beach. So I would have to drive to Palm Bay like 3 days a week,
Okay.
and kind of schedule interviews, do like the whole onboarding process, make offers, and I would do that. I would do that 3 days a week at Palm Bay. Then I would go to Ormond Beach one day, and then I finished my week off in Winter Park. So it was pretty much interviewing, hiring, adding them to the ACA roster, reference checks, like anything to do with onboarding and hiring. I was doing that.
Okay,
Yep.
beautiful. Now, at any point in your career now, at any of the companies that you work for, have you ever been a part of implementing new processes or procedures, or maybe even being a part of that like brainstorming of coming up with the new processes and procedures?
My last job at Aspira in Windermere, they were switching over. They got bought out by a company in Chicago, so this was their first building in Florida. So getting like timesheets in, and like it was just a mess because like they just switched to UltiPro or UKG, and it was just a mess. So I decided to come in on Sunday. So I worked a Sunday through Thursday schedule, so I would have Friday, Saturday off just to get that caught up. And I mean, it worked, and it worked for like the overnight, because we have a lot of people. We're 24/7. It worked out for the overnight girls. I would come in by 7 o'clock if I needed something from them. I would get it from them. But it was just working that schedule helped, like with weekend people and overnight people, to get payroll in a timely manner every other Monday. So
Okay, great.
yeah.
All right. And what made you apply to this position?
I'm trying to get out of assisted living.
Okay.
It's the same trend that you see all the time. And I don't want to sound negative, but it's more about the dollar than it is about resident care. And I'm like so tired of it. It's everywhere you go. It's just a trend in assisted living. It's like, they got to get their census up. They got to move these people in, and they don't care who they're moving in. And it makes it harder for other people. Like, even though I'm in the business office, like the resident care girls, they can only do so much. So we're jumping in and we're helping, we're wheeling residents to their room, and it's taken away from, like, if I'm covering lunch at the front desk. So it's just kind of like a domino effect. Like if one department is lagging, it falls back on the rest of us because we're jumping in and we're trying to help. And then it falls back that our departments are not, they're not able to do what they need to do. So, and it's just a common thing in assisted living, which is, it's now, like with COVID and everything, people don't want to work. It's hard to find people. So,
Understood. Okay.
yeah.
Now, what is your interaction on, the day-to-day with maybe the nurses and the doctors that come into the nursing facilities?
I talk to the nurses all the time. They come in to see who's in the building, who's not in the building. The doctors, not so much, only if I'm at the front desk, or if they're looking for a nurse, because, nurses are in residence rooms, and sometimes they can't be located. So we try to find them, we text them. Or if they need to get let into a resident room, I go in, I let them in, knock at the door, let them know, hey, the doctor's here to see you.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like, there's always people in and out. And like I said, we have the sniff on the other side. So they come through our main door sometimes on our side. So it's just pretty much like residents and nurses have to find the resident, locate the resident doctor, same thing. So.
Okay. All right. That sounds great. And Shivanne, what would you say is the most important thing to you about the next company that you work for?
I don't want to say benefits because you said they offer benefits. I would say like room for growth, like, being able to grow, because I just got my master's last year in August. So that's something I'm proud of. So I would say like, utilizing that and just being in a position where you are able to grow.
Okay, beautiful. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording and the chat with you a little bit more off camera if that sounds good to you.
Yeah,